How we help other advisors is really derived from a solution that I needed years ago. A number of years ago, I was a solo, independent financial advisor. I was a team of one, and I was also pregnant at the time. And I was trying to build a business, scale a business without a team, without the resources to be able to go and hire the best-in-class team at the time. And so I looked for different solutions. And that's when I met my current business partner, Josh. And he was working as a chief investment officer, helping guided financial advisors to make the best investment decisions possible. And he started working with me, and it changed everything. Having the support, having an investment committee, depth on my bench, that solved the first question that a lot of my clients had. What happens if something happens to you? Well, now I had a team in place. And then the second big issue I struggled with was winning the business without that team. And Josh would come and he'd sit in client meetings with me and prospective client meetings, and he'd help me win that business. And we'd win the business through education. We'd help educate clients about what was in their portfolio, because often they had no idea. And then once we started to figure out what was in the accounts and we won all this business, and I started winning new clients, this solution helped me scale. Not having to worry about placing trades every single day, it gave me 20 hours back in my week. I was able to go find more business. And I also had the peace of mind that my investments were being watched. And that's why we created Park City Investment Solutions, to give other advisors who might have been struggling with the same issues that I was, being a solo financial advisor with no depth on the bench, the resources they needed to scale to the type of business they wanted to be at.
My background includes working at Goldman Sachs as a research analyst there. I was covering the banking systems in Russia, Central Eastern Europe, and then Africa and the Middle East. From there, I went to working within the fixed income team at Ensign Peak Advisors, and so helping manage billions of dollars there on the fixed income side of things. I left there because I wanted a more entrepreneurial experience, and so I joined a startup called Town Square Capital. In Town Square, we grew from just a few $100 million to $6.5 billion in the course of 4 years. And I went from managing and creating all of the fixed income SMAs to being the deputy chief investment officer, where I oversaw the day-to-day operations and investments for all types of investments, from fixed income to private equity. After those 4 years, we sold to Orion Advisor Solutions, where I became the deputy chief investment officer for that $70 billion firm. And there I did the same work that I was doing at Town Square, managing money and helping advisors grow their businesses. What we provide for financial advisors and their firms is a framework for how to invest and how to educate your clients. And so we use this outcome-oriented investing, which is based around 3 themes: growth, income, and protection. But even more than just the philosophy, we also have models that we built out around those 3 themes, and including liquid investments, semi-liquid investments, and other alternatives that are not liquid. And we provide these institutional quality investments to them that allows them to go out and invest for their clients in institutional quality investments. One of the greatest benefits advisors get from working with us is that we're always just a phone call away. So when the markets are going crazy, when there's a lot of volatility, advisors can call me and they can ask me what my thoughts are. And not only that, maybe they don't want to call. I'm proactive about sending emails and communications to advisors to give them talking points that they can use with their clients. The other thing that we provide advisors back is time. Time to focus on their current clients, time to focus on new clients, time to build their business. Those are all things that take up a lot of effort. And so if you can shift or reorientate yourself as an advisor from being in the weeds on the investments, and also the stress that comes from having to constantly be thinking about investments, and refocus all that energy and time on building your business, we've just seen advisors just grow exponentially through that process.
If you're watching this as a financial advisor, one of the biggest benefits you're going to see in your business is that you have time back. And time is something that all of us struggle with. How to best use our time, how to get more time. This is one of those tools in your toolbox that's going to help you get more time, have better investments, have happier clients, and have depth on your bench. So if you want to scale your business, this is something you should not go one more day without. This is Park City Investment Solutions, your next Chief Investment Officer.